Hey everyone, John Younger here with Assisted Living Locators. Very happy to have my friend John Benchoff of Assisting Hands Home Care.
Good morning.
Hey John. So 5 minutes with you, John. Why don't you tell us a bit about what you do?
Thanks, John. Thanks for allowing me to be here. I really appreciate it. Um, I'm the owner of Assisting Hands Home Care based out of Wilmington, and we are part of a national franchise organization that's been around for 13 years. Um, Home care and healthcare is not my background, right? So for most of my career, I was a product manager for high-tech companies.
You and me both.
And so, I would, as being a product manager, um, I was responsible for various products, various services, and it was really running a business inside of a business. And I felt that I was ready to fly, if you will, and ready to take on my own business. And so the time came, and you kind of combine that with the fact that I'm a two-time cancer survivor. So this is a very personal business for me. And so I made a decision to pay it forward. I opened up the first Assisting Hands home care facility in New England, and we're choosing Wilmington as kind of home base. And we're serving the area, you can think of it from Route 3 north and east. So that's kind of our territory. I go from Malden to Medford, and from Burlington out to Beverly. So that's kind of what we do. We are a private duty, non-medical home care agency. We provide everything from companionship and homemaking skills to transportation to 24-hour service overnight. So that is who we are, what we do.
That's terrific. That's terrific. And you talk a little bit about your process of hiring caregivers and so you make sure you get yourself some nice personal caregivers.
Glad you. That's like a great lead-in for what I wanted to talk about today, John. In my years of technology, I was mostly on the software side, and the one thing I learned after 25 years is that nothing is more important than quality. And that you can have the fanciest bells and whistles, but folks just want the software to work, right? So what I'm bringing to the table as the owner is trying to do the same thing. What does quality mean? When we look at quality, we're looking at it from three aspects. We're looking at it from people, we look at it from a process, and we look at it from a technology perspective. So to answer your question directly, it starts with the caregivers. And we're pretty rigorous about our hiring process. We run the normal, Corey check in Massachusetts, national background check, sex offender check, all of those kinds of things. But then we take it a step further. When I was thinking about what does it really take, how do I bring quality to, home and in home? And I think it starts with a couple of things. One is communication skills. Two is competency. And the three, which is harder, is what we call the caring gene. So we have processes in place to test for all of those things. We're testing for competency. So folks come in and have to take a test with us. They have to score an 80% or better on the competency exam. And it doesn't matter whether they have their CNA 2 years ago or 20 years ago, they still have to take the test. We have communication skills test through our interview process and other things. And then we test for what we call the caring gene. I can't give away all my secrets for that.
No, but I like the title. I like the nomenclature for that. I like the title of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we do in hire. That's what we do as far as the caregivers. And then from a process side, everything that we do is we look at our processes from the time that we start the recruitment process to the time that we go out to the client site. And as a private duty company, it's kind of my job to customize and create a customized care plan. So because we're private duty, we don't have to fit what Medicare and Medicaid says we're allowed to do. We can actually create a customized plan for every individual and meet their budget accordingly. So with that, I put that plan together. We work out what the ADLs should be, activities of daily living.
Right.
And then I actually go out with the first caregiver and do an introduction. And so I say, here's Mr. Caregiver, this is your client, and we do the introduction and a warm handoff. And if it doesn't work out, then I go back the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. It usually
Right.
doesn't take that long. But anytime, you get two people together for the first time, it's a bit rocky, and it may take a week or two to level out. But typically after, a couple of weeks, and rarely have we had to go on to 2 or 3 caregivers, it works out, and we provide that level of consistency that the family's looking for and that the caregiver's looking for.
That's terrific, John. Thank you for sharing that. It clearly, there's the logo. Me too. It's the assisting hands.
Yep.
Clearly, you're passionate. I appreciate you sharing your background, and love the passion. Love the way of choosing your caregivers, and more specifically, the time you take to personalize your service with each of your clients. So I think that's terrific.
Thanks, John. And, one last thing is that I think what also differentiates us is the fact that we're very partner friendly. I mean, we've worked with you, we've worked with other assisted living facilities and hospice and rehab. I mean, we understand that our role is, we're part of the healthcare continuum, right? So we know that there's a beginning and there's an end for us. And some of our folks want to stay at home. Some of them are going to, need to go to an assisted living facility. Some of them are going to go to memory care. And that's why I work really hard to find, folks like you and with our other partners in the North Shore area, so that when it does come time for those things, we know who to reach out to.
Right. Yeah. The resources are key for our seniors to be and families to be successful. So wrapping up, what is the best way for folks to get a hold of you if they would like to learn more about your services?
They can find us online at assistinghands.com/Wilmington, where they can call our number 781-400-8880.
Terrific. Well, 5 minutes with John Benchoff of Assisting Hands Home Care. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, John.
Have a great day.
You too.